Where were you in 1994? And if you just thought I wasn't born yet, you can pipe down. The reason I ask is because 1994 is the year the Spice Girls got together. Now, in case you were like my girlfriends and I at the time, we didn't pay much attention. In fact, we were definitely more in the Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers camp. What's cool though is that this year Victoria Beckham turned 51 and her documentary came out on Netflix, which, not to get distracted, proves yet again 50 really is the new 30. So let's definitely give a nod to that. Now, you don't need to be a Spice Girls fan. Heck, you don't even need to be a Victoria Beckham fan to get a lot out of this episode. Because one thing most of us would agree on is that she has a very distinctive and consistent personal style, one that absolutely flatters her petite frame. In case you haven't seen the documentary, you'll probably want to check it out, especially for those entrepreneurs and executives out there, because the way she treats her team overcomes adversity. In fact, I think at one point they said her fashion company was something like 34 million pounds in debt, and she overcame that. The way she ignores the doubt and the haters and really prioritizes her family is truly admirable. Now, one caveat, this is not about dressing like her, but instead understanding the 5 ways that she uses clothes to project a super powerful and confident image, even when she doesn't feel either of those things. And then taking what you like, ignore the rest, and translating that to your own personal style. I'm Angela, your petite style coach, and when you're ready, let's dive in. Welcome to Inside Petite Style, the only podcast created exclusively for women 5'3" and under. If you're tired of pants that drag on the ground, sleeves that swallow up your hands, and want a wardrobe that actually fits your height, flatters your body shape, and works for your real life, you are in the perfect place. I'm your host, Angela Foster, petite style coach and creator of the Spark Style Method. When you're ready, let's get this style party started. Style lesson number 1 is the clean, tailored, minimalist styles that she chooses. In fact, it's tough to find a picture of her in anything with an abundance of extra details like ruffles or poofy sleeves or tiered dresses or skirts. You get the idea. Now, there's a couple of things that you and I can take away from this. The first is that this aesthetic is timeless. You'll see pictures of her from 2013, and it could have just as easily been taken today because the lack of trendy details gives those pieces a longevity from season to season and year to year. So for all of my clients who have ever shared with me that a timeless wardrobe is your goal, keep this in mind. The second thing is that those clean, polished lines are perfect for petites because we avoid absolutely any danger of the item overwhelming our short stature. Now, I know I said 2, but a third one just popped to mind. This is also a great look for career wear. In fact, if you haven't already, you'll want to check out the Victoria Beckham Pinterest board that I have. I'll pop the link in the description so you can find it. But between the tailored sweaters and the high-waisted pants and the slim pencil skirts, they're all such smart choices when you're building out your workwear wardrobe. Style lesson number 2 comes in 2 parts. The first being her pant length is always perfect, whether she's wearing slim ankle-length pants or toe-grazing wide-leg pants. They always hit at the perfect spot to make petite legs look longer. Because again, it's not about looking taller. Most of us like, or at least don't mind, our lack of vertical real estate. Most of us would also agree that we want to avoid looking shorter because that's when we start looking wider and wider. The second part of number 2 is the way she uses volume so wisely, usually on the bottoms. And this is especially helpful for signature body shape number 3s and number 4s. Now, in case you're new here, first of all, welcome. I'm so happy that you stopped by. And if you haven't taken the petite body shape quiz yet, you'll want to do that. Now, if you're thinking to skip the quiz because you already know your body shape, you may want to reconsider. because we talk about body shape differently around here. And if your only takeaway from this episode or any of the others that you may have listened to, please know that once you understand the styles and the silhouettes that flatter your body shape best and emphasize your favorite feature, you will be 70% of the way towards knowing what styles to buy, which to avoid, and actually liking the clothes in your closet. So after this episode, head on over to InsidePetiteStyle.com. The quiz lives there full time and it's quick. 7 questions and it takes about 2 minutes. Now back to body shape 3 and number 4s. For number 3s, remember, you want to add volume to the top or bottom, but not both in the same outfit. Those wide leg pants are going to look amazing on you. And for signature shape number 4s, you always want to add a little bit more volume from your waist down. So the wide leg pants are perfect for you. Always remember, though, you want to pair it with a more tailored or slim fitting blouse. Now, for body shape number 6, I didn't forget about you. You'll want to pay special attention to her looks that include pencil skirts and tailored ankle length pants. These will both be brilliant on you. Style lesson number 3 is that her proportions are always spot on. Now, I know we've talked a lot about proportion in previous episodes. Which ones those are right now are escaping me, but I will find them and plug the links into the description. So in case you missed them, you can catch up. Bottom line is I'm not going to drag on and on about this. Couple things to know though, is that even when she decides to wear oversized pieces, she either has a very defined waistline still, or she compensates by having the item be shorter, like above her knees, so that you still get a little bit of relief and are less likely to be overwhelmed by gobs and gobs of material. Style lesson number 4 is that she's very adventurous with color. I pulled a couple of examples just so you could picture. There's a picture of her with Anna Wintour where Victoria Beckham has on a pea green midi dress and reddish orange heels. I know it sounds hideous, right? But please take a look because it really does work. There's another one where she has a deep army green trouser and she paired it with a pastel pink fuzzy sweater. That has to be one of my very favorites. Something about the very masculine army green and the very feminine pastel pink. It's just a great combination. And the last example, there's one where she has a pale turquoise suit, a burgundy blouse underneath, and mustard colored heels. I know playing with color can be tough. If it's new to you and you want to experiment, start with the shoes. Try something unexpected, like a silver or gold metallic is super easy, or even a leopard or zebra or animal print. One thing I do want to point out is that the reason this super dramatic color blocking works for her is because her proportions, again, going back to that, are spot on. If those were off and she color blocked on top of it, the outfit would turn unflattering super fast. Style lesson number 5, and that's all about accessories. For the most part, she limits her accessories to a handbag and occasionally some very delicate necklaces. But that's okay because handbags alone can make or break a petite outfit. What you should watch for, number 1, is the size. Lately, she carries a medium to large size clutch style. Again, without a lot of extra details like zippers and zipper pulls and grommets and fringe and all of that. Even when she does carry a tote bag, they are structured. And that's the big takeaway here. Petites look best when the handbag is in proportion to our size and when they're structured versus slouchy like you'd see in a boho style. Then the last thing, completely unrelated, but when you're looking for a new handbag, always try them on in front of a full-length mirror. That's literally the only way to guarantee the size and shape will work with your size and shape. Do you know what time it is? Yep, it's time for a style challenge. Because listening is good, but putting a petite-friendly tip into action as fast as you can is actually the best way to take your closet from a bunch of stuff you sort of like and transforming it into a closet where you're actually excited to get up and get dressed in the morning. On to this week's challenge. Number 1, take a look at the Pinterest board. Then choose either one of the 5 tips that you and I talked about, or if you notice something else that you like even better, terrific, Pick that one and then try it out when you're getting dressed tomorrow. It could be maybe a minimalist style or a pant length. Or you want to play with proportion and add some waist definition. It could even be plain with a colorful pair of shoes. The one I like the best is to try on the handbags that you currently have in front of a full-length mirror and seeing which ones could double as a suitcase and which are the perfect size for you. Then afterwards, hop on over to InsidePetiteStyle.com, tap the voicemail button on the right, and let me know what you thought. Which technique did you try? And did you just get one step closer to identifying your personal style? And that, my friend, is a wrap. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see you back here next week. Till then, have fun and stay stylish. Thanks for tuning in to Inside Petite Style. When you're ready to create a wardrobe that fits your height, flatters your body shape, and makes getting dressed fun and easy, head over to InsidePetiteStyle.com and take my free Petite Style quiz. You'll get personalized tips and strategies made just for your proportion and your height. And hey, you know that girlfriend who's always rolling up her sleeves and hemming her pants? Share this episode with her. She needs to know she's not alone and that there are real solutions. See you next week. Until then, have fun and stay stylish.
This is for my girl.